Okay. Do you see?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, good morning to everybody. Good morning, Miss Elaine. I wish I was in Maryland right now because today here in Los Angeles, it is going to be 91 degrees. That is
Wow.
not fall. That is foolish. And last night it was set. I woke up, I was so hot, it was 77 degrees. And I just was like, I wish I was in Maryland being freezing, because that's what makes it fall. I miss the leaves on the ground. And so anyway, I'm going to pretend today that I'm in Maryland, being cold. So I got the air conditioning blowing on me. But I want to thank you for having this event again, because it is so important for notaries to take that next step in growing their business and having an event like this, where notaries are empowering themselves to expand their knowledge. It's just so important. And I'm happy that I and the NNA get to be part of this. This is actually my 21st year working with the NNA. I have been there a long time. I recognize some faces I haven't seen in a while. And it's, notaries are my passion. And so I started as an instructor. I've traveled the whole country teaching seminars on how to be a notary, how to be a signing agent. And I've been fortunate enough to kind of move up the ranks and am now the senior manager of training and education, which includes running the hotline. So I don't know, we'll get to that in a second. Let me tell you about some member benefits, because the NNA is a tool, it's a resource, and our primary focus is to support notaries, whether you're a notary that's working for your office or you have decided that this is something that you want to take on as a side gig and do on nights and weekends, or you've kind of crossed over to the I want to do this full time, or the pandemic forced you to get into this full time and you're now seeing where this can take you. The NNA has everything that can help with that. So if you haven't already checked out the website, which I'll give in a little bit, there is so much free information that's available that I encourage you to look at. But what I want to talk to you about is what you can do with the membership, that we offer to kind of just elevate your information that we do provide, just especially for our members. So the first is support from the experts. And I know that a lot of times in the notary world, we will go to Google and try to Google something, or we go to our Facebook groups and you will get answers, but you don't necessarily know who's answering those questions. So, first you may have trusted mentors, and by all means, there are a lot out there, Elaine being one of them. But you can actually call our notary hotline 6 days a week to ask those questions that you want answered, whether you're just in the middle of a notarization, and you usually know what it is that you're going to ask, what it is the answer is, but just having that person to say you're right, don't do it, is very important. New law alert emails, the Bulletin, monthly member news, and a new one that we just added is Metlife legal insurance. So Tim Reiniger, worked with him for years at the NNA, and he was just talking about, I heard somebody ask a question about whether you should lawyer up. Well, what you can do with this insurance is purchase the insurance and have access to an attorney should you need one. So I'll give you the information for that in just a second. But I really want to talk about the hotline, because that to me is one of the most important benefits that the NNA does offer. 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So one of the benefits of being on the East Coast in Maryland is you have the hotline for so much longer than the rest of the country does. So any questions that you have, call and ask, and it may just be to back up what you already know to be true, but it's that peace of mind. The other thing that I don't know if everybody knows is you can actually send in the document. We ask just that you redact the information first, and you can sit side by side, both looking at the document and ask those pertinent questions. So I strongly encourage you, if you are a member, to use this service. Now, just so you know, if you're not a member, you can do a test drive. You can get a one-time courtesy phone call. So if you are stuck, you could do that. So next, new law alert emails. So this is especially relevant for Maryland. You just had new laws go into effect last month. And what happened is we sent an email out detailing exactly what was new and how it affected you. So having the state approved course, which the NNA is now offering, and we're happy to be offering to help support Maryland notaries. The certificates that were never really an issue before because you didn't need them, and now all of a sudden here they are. So we have those provided, and in a little bit I'll talk to you about how to download those as part of your membership. You don't pay anything for them. Also, I'm happy to announce, it's taken years in the making, is we have a Maryland Notary primer, one of our law books that kind of breaks down the laws in easy to understand terminology. So Donnell, I'm guarantee you he's here. He used to call Elaine his primer, but now there's actually a physical book that we can send to you that explains all the laws in much simpler ways to understand than the way that the statutes lay them out. The National Notary Bulletin is an email that has articles. So in the last session, some of the questions that were being asked about is e-notarization the same thing as Ron? And some of those questions, there are probably hundreds of Notary Bulletin articles that are available answering those questions. It's just a case of logging onto the website and looking. And just so you know, we have special member bulletins, but we also have free ones. So even if you're not a member, I would encourage you to go look at these articles to get those questions answered, to know that they're coming from a source that is, done the research and made sure that nothing that we're giving you is going to be information. It's information you can use and stand by to know it's accurate. There's also some resources. So a couple things that I want to show you. These two books are available in the NNA portal to download for free. They're part of your membership. So the complete how-to guide for notaries is literally a 300-page book that you can download the PDF of and have it on whatever, your tablet, your phone. That is the A to Z for notaries. Now I will say it's not state specific, but this was the book that literally launched my notary knowledge and taught me the basics and taught me everything that I needed to know about the general rules. Because one thing I can tell you is every state's laws are different, but the fundamentals of notarization are the same. There's general rules that apply everywhere. And there's not only that, but the logic behind how it all started. Also, the Notary Answer book. It's got the most common questions that people ask you to do notarizations and the reasons why you can't do it. And for whatever reason, having this on your phone is great because it gives the answers of why you can't do something. Now, they may mimic exactly what you said, but for some reason, seeing it written down kind of backs people off a little bit when you're giving your answer of why you have to say no. So again, these are books you can access free of charge. They're included in your membership. The certificate forms. This last month, the certificates came into play now where you may have to attach a certificate. So there's a place on the website where you're able to download every single one. Now, obviously we sell them in pads of 100. Some people prefer those because they're in color and you can distinguish them, but you can always print them if you have a color printer. But not only that, on the back side, they have instructions on how to complete them. So if you're doing an act that you're not as familiar with, it's going to detail step by step what goes in each space and really give you that extra step of confidence that you're doing the right thing. And again, I'll show you how to access those in just a couple minutes. If you are not a member, you have access to this member badge. So you can use it on business cards. You can put it on your website. That way everybody knows your association with the NNA and knows what you have gone through to make sure that you are elevating to the next level and take your business seriously. Also, each month, we offer discounts on supplies for notaries, and you'll get the emails saying what they are. This month, it is 20% off the certificate pads. So if you do like them, they are available. And again, it changes each month, so keep your eyes out for what it could be. Sometimes it's security, sometimes it's ID books, sometimes it's bags. So every month it'll change depending on what is being highlighted. And then there's new member benefits. There's a lot this month, a lot this year that came out. Discounts on retail, Geico auto insurance. There's a new hotel search engine that I'll show you. We made a deal with Lenovo. So if you're in the market for a new computer, there's up to 30% off with that. people that will show you how to email your how to market yourself with email services, how to accept electronic payment. I know that's a new kind of thing that's happening now where, before it was cash is king, but with the pandemic and everything, handing over money is not always the greatest thing. Discounts on shipping services, and then the Staples Business Advantage, which gets you discount on printing, discount on paper, which, we can all use. So how do I take advantage of these benefits? You are asking, I can hear it. You're saying it at home. How do I take advantage of this? So you're going to go to our website, nationalnotary.org. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's a lovely little login box. I don't know if you can see me wiggling my mouse, but I did put a red circle around it. So you'll click on the login box, and it'll ask you to enter your email address and your password. So if you've never used your password before, you're going to go ahead and put your last name in all lowercase letters. But as soon as you do that, go in and change your password, because Nicola literally just told everybody what your password is. So go in after that, change it to something that is more secure. But the first time that you log in, it will prompt you to put in a brand new password. So you'll put that in, and then it'll take you over to our main screen, but it'll say, hi, in this case, Nicola. And you'll see this is a little, what is that? A down arrow. But before I move on, I do want to point out right here in the top right-hand corner, it says Knowledge Center. If you have not gone to the website and looked what's on that Knowledge Center for all the free resources, I highly encourage you to. There is a wealth of information there just waiting to be explored. A lot of questions you probably asked that may or may not come up on a Google search. So I want to point that out. So here next to my name, there's a downward arrow that you will click on, and it'll take you to the main page here that has your NNA profile. Okay, and it's got all your information in here. So what you want to do to access all these benefits is on the list here to the My NNA screen is your member benefits. So what you'll do is click on that My member benefits, and it's going to basically take you to the list of what all the things are. And then what you can do is click on whichever one is of interest to you, and you'll get the information about that. So it's one of those things where if you never got told, you probably, got so much information that you weren't sure what it was that you were supposed to be looking at. So now you can take the time, to have a look. There's also the partner programs in addition to the stuff that I talked about with the badges and the downloading of the books. But the partner programs will take you to all of the new benefits that I just mentioned about the legal insurance, prescriptions, the hotel search engine, and the computers and the accessories and things. So I encourage you to take a look at what they are. Since you are subscribing to professional organization, take advantage of everything that we have to offer. And then I have a video that I want to show you. Here it goes. You may see some familiar faces. I just realized you might not be able to hear it. So hold on one second. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, here we go. Sorry about my technical difficulties.
What I like about the membership and the perks that you get with the membership is to be able to actually call the hotline during the day. Should we have notarial questions, they're right there on the spot.
Being able to use the hotline.
I use the hotline a lot.
The hotline.
The hotline.
Being able to call in with questions.
They're very instructive, very friendly.
And not only do they tell you what you need to know to obey the law, but they'll also give you additional recommendations to make sure you avoid any possible liability.
And you're doing it correctly, everything. If you have any doubt, they get the doubt out of your mind.
The newsletters that they send out have a lot of questions that do come up before I even ask them, and a lot of solutions to those issues.
That makes you follow up to the legislations and the new rules and the statutes of what's going on in your state.
The fact that I could go online and print off the documents that I need as an NNA member.
I usually just use the resources online, printing out some of the notary tools, the guides.
They're good people again with their information. They have all the supplies that you need.
It's
a membership, I think, that's recognizable.
Everything that the NNA brings to the table is just, there's no other organization that comes close to the standards that they set.
I just saw the value of being an NNA member.
One of the best organizations around.
I receive so many benefits that I can't actually pin down one, but I think the saving of the money is really a good thing.
Join now, join today, because it's so helpful and you won't be sorry.
It's the only way to go if you're going to be a notary. That's how I feel.
All right, let me stop sharing. So I just, don't take my word for it. The NNA is so dedicated to helping notaries where we can. And I want to just thank you all for doing what you do and allowing us to, share a part of your day. And I'm not sure if anybody has any questions, but, we are here for you.
We do. Thank you. We have a first question. Has the NNA updated its website? It posted Maryland notary fees increased to $5. The Secretary of State just confirmed that it is still $4.
I don't know is the answer, and I will check. I haven't checked the website. So if it is incorrect, we'll get it corrected.
Okay, thank you. And the next question, the reference tool, the how-to guide, does that tool teach notarial language? How to distinguish notarial language from another?
Yes, so it's got a very detailed explanations of what the notarial language is and definitions of every single thing. There's a very big glossary in the back. Another thing that's available to download on there is the Notary Public Guide of Professional Responsibility. And that's also an excellent tool for distinguishing and kind of learning the notarial language and kind of getting that in your repertoire just to, maintain the difference between that an oath and a verification upon oath or affirmation or a jurat are the same thing. So it kind of breaks down all of that lingo across state lines, and it'll kind of use all the phrasing so that you feel comfortable with knowing what it is from state to state when you're talking to people that you're trying to get work with.
Thank you. When is the right time to join the National Notary Association?
So for me, I think it's when you're first getting started. I think that's when we have the best benefits because it kind of gives you a jumping point to start from. And from there, our resources can lead you in the directions of the Elaines of the world and people who are out there trying to help notaries. And that's everybody comes together at the conference. But if you aren't able to come to a conference and attend and do the networking aspect of it, we're starting to do more virtual events to try to get people who aren't able to come and to step away to do that. So the more that you can become engaged in the notary community, the better. But starting with the NNA, in my opinion, is your best bet. And then you can make a decision from there about whether you want to continue to maintain that membership if you're reaping a lot of benefits from it, or you may find that you get your resources out elsewhere. But this is definitely an association that I think is good to maintain a membership from the beginning.
Thank you. Are you able to show the certificates that you mentioned?
Show the certificates. I don't know what you mean. So if you go, let me do this. Let's see. Let me do this.
What I like about
not that. Let me go back here. Okay, so if you log on to the website, how I was showing you, if you look right, can you see my mouse? Oh, let me share it. Hold on a second. Can you see my mouse moving?
Yes.
Okay, so if you log on to your NNA profile and go to the My NNA section, right here it says training, transcripts, and certificates. You're going to find the certificates available for download right here.
Okay.
So as far as otherwise, you literally log into the website, into the membership portal, and come across this page, and it'll be here in this area right here under certificates.
Perfect. Thank you. The next question. I am a member of the National Notary Association, and I uploaded a PDF of my commission to my profile. I ordered a new stamp, and the NNA requested a copy of my commission. A copy is already there. So how do I fix that?
So unfortunately, the employees at the NNA don't have access to what gets uploaded on signingagent.com because it's your private information. So if you can just email it in to, if they give you a email address or replying to the email that you got for the request, that's the best way to accomplish that. But if you still have issues, reach out to Elaine and get my email address and I'll get it fixed for you. But it's just a case of employees don't have access to what gets uploaded for privacy reasons. So that's why they're asking for it.
Thank you. And they said, I am sorry I missed what your password would be if you're new logging into NNA.
It's your last name in all lowercase letters.
Okay. And is there an in-person conference coming up?
There is. It's in Henderson, Nevada in 2022. Unfortunately, it's completely sold out. And for the first time ever, we actually have a waiting list with over 500 people on the waiting list. So it's never happened. In my 20 years here, we've never had that happen and so quickly. So and we will be announcing in June of 2022 where we'll be going in 2023. So, look forward to that. But in the meantime, we will be offering another virtual event. We're going to have a success summit in March, and you can participate in the community that way until we have another in-person event.
Okay, thank you. What is the We Build?
We Build?
Yes, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry.
Are members able to get a discount on the LSA training?
On the signing agent training, I don't know that there's a discount. There's a member price for it, but so I guess that's a discount. Yes. So we do offer different prices for members and non-members for the signing agent training, but not for the background screening or the exam. That's because the background screening is done by an outside vendor, so they set the prices. We're not able to discount that.
Okay. And how many trainings do you need to take in order to get the certified trained badge?
You just have to pass a certification exam to get that certified badge, and it really depends on your level of experience. So that's why we offer so many different options for the training, because there's some people who can do it and they are experienced enough that they can take that exam, no training whatsoever, and pass it. There's some people who are starting out brand new that need to take multiple trainings just to feel comfortable enough to answer those questions. But you can take the exam as many times as you need to. So my recommendation would be to go in, take it, see where you land. And that way you kind of get an idea of what they're asking. So as you're going through your training, you know exactly what kind of stuff to focus on when you're doing that. But again, if you're coming from a real estate background, this may all be familiar. If you were a notary but don't know anything about real estate before you started all this, then watching that training may be beneficial. So it really depends on where you are with your knowledge, depending on where you want to go with purchasing the training, just the exam and the background certification. But that's the thing everybody has to have. They have to be background screened, and in order to be certified, pass that exam.
Okay, thank you. And what is the website available?
Nationalnotary.org is the website.
Okay. And where do you find the certified training?
That falls under, if you click the signing agent across the top, it says signing agent, and you can follow the funnel there to become a signing agent or to renew. It has two different options, but there's a signing agent, or you can click in the search and just type NSA certification.
Okay. And then how much is the membership?
Membership is $69 a year, but the more you buy, the cheaper it becomes. So we always recommend purchasing for the length of your commission. That way and the other best benefit of that is you don't get 582 reminders that it's time for your membership. It'll just coincide with your commission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. And the Next question is Lenovo the only computer group you provide discounts for?
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay. And the background is good for how many years?
Just one. And that's actually a lender requirement that they want the people to be background screened every year. So it's once a year.
Okay. Thank you very much for answering the question.
Of course. Thank you all. And thank you for everything that you do.
And thank you, Nicola. Are we finished, Joanne?
Yeah, I'm sorry. One last one just popped up. Okay, so this will be the last question here. In August, I sent an email to conference@nationalnotary.org, both requesting to be added to the wait list and to inquire about submitting a proposal for a conference presentation. I never received a response. What should I do and how do I get on the wait list? Are you still accepting proposals?
So the wait list actually got shut down once we hit the 500. So if there was a request in August, it was probably too late at that point. And then as far as the submissions for conference, that's the right email address. So it could just be that they're waiting to gather them. But for the conference for this year, I believe they have all the speakers. So it could be that they're holding on to it, waiting for the next cycle to roll around. That's my guess.
Okay.
But if that's the person that I think that it is, I got the emails and I forwarded them. So I will make sure that somebody follows up with you to get back to you to let you know either way, because they should let you know.
Okay. And then it's how long do you have in order to take the sign-in agent test once you sign up to take the course?
So let me say this. Once you take the test and pass the test, you will, that's when, let me rephrase what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter when you take the test or the training. What matters is when you do the background screening. So the second that you do the background screening, that clock is now ticking. So you want to make sure you've passed the test before you cash in the token, if you will, for your background screening, because otherwise the clock is ticking and meanwhile you haven't even become certified yet. So the important distinction is don't do the background screening until you've gotten past the test and done your certification. You can literally take the test a million times until you pass. So it's really important that you just keep trying. It won't tell you what you missed. That's the only downside. So you just want to make sure that you keep doing that, but finish that and then do the background screening, and then that'll start your year clock. So the certification is good for a year. The background screening is good for a year. You want to line them up as close together as you can.
Sure. Now, thank you very much.
Of course.
I'd like to interject something there. Now, are we talking about the test for the notaries, the NSA certification?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We want to make sure as far as the Maryland people are concerned, they must realize they have to take the pre-licensing class in order to do loan closings. So a lot of times I get people come to me or call me and they've taken the NNA certification, but then they realize that they can't do closings.
And their clock is ticking already again.
Right. And even though you have it on the site, for some reason it gets missed. So I just want to make sure all of the Maryland people know you must be pre-licensed first in order to do loan closing. So you just have to regulate your schedule accordingly.
Yeah. So in our last event, we had a lot of people from Maryland, a lot of people asking about the TIPIC certification. So I don't think it's common knowledge as we think that it is. So thankfully, Elaine's are here to, make sure people have that ability.
Oh yes, oh yes, and make sure they know that I am one of the providers.
Yes, you are the provider.
All right. Thank you so much, and of course, thank you to everybody at the
me.
National Notary Association.
Thank you.
Great.
Enjoy.